With him I am going, and I never offer him to depart. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, 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 sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. This love is sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, 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 sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, 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 sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. This love is sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. The more I trust him, the more I love him. There's nothing good for me he'll deny. The longer I know him, the better I could show him. I couldn't stop no even if I tried. The more I trust him, the more I love him. There's nothing good for me he'll deny. The longer I know him, the better I could show him. I couldn't stop no even if I tried. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. This love is sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. This love is richer, sweeter than the days go by. Blessed Savior, oh, what a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and grief to bear. Oh, what a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. And we trials and temptation. Is there trouble everywhere? We should never be discouraged. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Oh, yeah, a wonderful.
Oh, yes, Mr. Matthews, I'm ready for you now.
Jesus, our blessed Savior, oh, yeah. Oh, now, yeah. Take it to the Lord in prayer. The burden we bear. Happy to know that Jesus can. Can we find a friend so faithful?
Okay, welcome. Welcome all my listeners and viewers to Rebel Radio Wednesday midweek. We are off to a late start today. Had some technical issues, but better late than never. And how we have, as usual, lots of information for you. We are going to start the show today. You know that one of the things that we have been having since the start of the year is a lot of accident, and the right across the country, we have been having a lot of accidents, fatal accidents, close to 350 now. And over the weekend we had, I think, 5. So we have with us today Mr. Dante Matthews from the Island Traffic Authority to talk about some of what is happening on our roads. Mr. Matthews, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Glad to have you. Thanks for for you to join us. So
thanks for having me.
Yes, based on what is happening, Mr. Matthews, when you look at what is happening, I would like us to start for you to just tell our listeners and viewers, what is the role of the Highland Traffic Authority? What is its role and functions?
All right. So the Island Traffic Authority is a statutory body of the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport, with responsibility for administering the provisions of road traffic activity to the road and vehicle safety. So our main functions include testing driver competence, testing vehicles for roadworthiness, traffic management, and promoting road safety. So the road safety unit is now part of the Island Traffic Authority. And so we have an active public education program. We do accident analysis, statistics. So we analyze crash data and we're able to tell the public how many lives we have lost, and the categories of road users, all of that, the parishes. We can analyze the data and tell the public what's going on our roads.
Okay. So to date, when you look at based on what the numbers that you have, would you say that the steps that have been taken by all the agencies so far, would you say that you are succeeding in reducing the number of fatalities on our roads?
All right. When we look at the number, while we're seeing a 13% reduction compared to last year, it is still not satisfying because we're still losing people. Over 340 persons would have died already. While we compare that, and we notice that a difference of 50 fatalities when we look at last year, it is still heartbreaking to know that we're losing children, elderly, fathers, mothers. We're losing loved ones, losing breadwinners in the family. We're losing the future of tomorrow. So it's still a sad situation when we look at the number. But we're happy to know that the numbers are going down.
And what do you think should be done to reduce the number of fatalities?
All right, so it's more an approach that is needed by everyone. All right, so we're talking about our road users. We need to ensure that we reduce, for example, their speed, right? Cut their speed, adhere to our speed limits. We want to ensure that they understand when it comes to driving on the left, right? Keep left pass right at the first wheel of the road. We're having an issue where that is concerned. A lot of persons have been complaining, saying that, there are persons, especially when driving on the highway, they're in the right lane and, they don't want to keep left time. So that's an issue. Pedestrians walking out or standing in the middle of the road. So we want pedestrians to understand how to use the roadways properly. And when we look at our fatalities, we're seeing motorcyclists leading over 114 motorcycles have died. Then we have so we want to, it's a matter of education, enforcement, and also behavior change, right? We want persons to understand that when they leave home, the intention is to get to their destination safely and to reach back home safely, right? So we want them to do what is right on the road. Wear the seatbelt in the back seat as well. Back seat passengers should be wearing their seatbelts. For those who drive motorcycles, to wear helmets, approved helmets. Encourage their pillion riders to wear helmets as well. Don't drive in slippers, don't drive in shorts. Cut out the wheelies and the stunts in the middle of the road, right? So those are some of the things we want to encourage persons to do. And of course, the agents will continue their public education, the partnership, because it's not just one agency, right? It takes everybody. It's a whole of society approach.
Yes. And so when you look at the numbers so far, sir, you said that over 100 motorcyclists. And if my memory serves me right, last year, over 100 motorcyclists were killed too.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that. And when you analyze the numbers, two things. What is the age group of the most of the fatalities, and what time? What time of the day and week do you have most fatal accidents?
All right. When it comes to the age group, we're looking at the young people, 20 to 29 years old, especially when it comes to motorcycle fatalities and the private motor vehicle fatalities. When it comes for elderly persons, for those 60 and over, we're seeing a lot of them dying. When it comes to days of the week, weekends we're seeing a lot of weekend fatalities. We're talking about Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those are usually times when people tend to go out, to parties, go out to outings, they're not going to work. And you think that they will be home, but that's the time we're seeing a lot of fatalities. When it comes to the time, we're seeing a lot. Well, there are different times, but we're seeing early morning, we're seeing late night, we're seeing even during regular hours, and a lot of late night, especially because that's time when the road is free, or early morning when the road is free. So people use that opportunity to try and speed, and because the road is clear and the road is smooth, in some instances they think that it's okay to go ahead and speed. So those are the times we're seeing a lot of fatalities.
Okay, so weekends are
yes, especially Saturdays.
Yes, okay, yes, and we're with the leading parish for fatalities to date is which parish?
Well, so we have Westmoreland, then we have St. Catherine, we also have St. Andrew, St. Anne, those are the top four. And Trelawney is right behind us. Well. But Westmoreland, we can see why Westmoreland, because the motorcyclists, I'm telling you, that's where we're seeing a lot of the motorcycle fatalities in Western Jamaica.
Yes. Okay. And
yes.
Do you one of the observations that I make, in Westmoreland, you have a lot of motorcycle taxis. Are those motorcycles being used for taxis? Are they involved in some of these fatalities?
It's hard to say, because usually when we get the reports, they don't normally just says the report would say that it's a motorcycle, but it doesn't say if it's a motorcycle operating as a taxi or so, because in some cases it's hard to tell, because motorcycles don't have on red plate or something.
No. It wouldn't. They wouldn't be. They are not legal taxis, It's illegal robot operations.
Yeah, so that's why it's kind of hard to say if it's because they were running taxis. Usually you would see they just think it's two persons just going about their business. But what we noticed from a lot of the motorcycle fatalities is that a lot of them fail to keep to the proper traffic lane, or they fail to negotiate a turn or a bend, or they were doing wheelies. So those are some of the issues to realize when it comes to the motorcycle fatalities. They fail to keep the lane, or they turn when they're not, when they didn't wait, so they turn into another vehicle and others.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, I can see. And the, do you have a, you know something, Mr. Matthews? The road users, the drivers,
Hmm.
you see, over the years, you know, there has been a corruption where licenses, driver's licenses are sold. And
Hmm.
therefore, a lot of drivers on the road now, they, are, they have not gone through the, the procedure, how to
Correct
learn
procedure, yeah.
to use the road. And
Hmm.
I believe that a lot of the drivers on the road today, they don't know how to use the road. They don't know the rules because they were not
Yes,
taken
and
through
we have
the,
the road code that's available.
yes. And I believe that that is one of the reasons why we are seeing so many fatalities on our roads, right?
And that is what we, oh, go ahead. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Matthews, yes. Hello?
Yeah, man. I was saying that is one of the reasons why we have an active road, we have a road protest program in schools or learner driver education in schools because we want to ensure that we equip the young people from as early as possible. And so in addition to teaching them about road safety, the road, and preparing them for the world where they'll be driving, we also special initiative where we administer road protest at the school for them to get their learner's permit. So they get their learner's permit legally, and they're trained and taught how to be legal and safe drivers on the roadway. So when they leave school, they're equipped and knowledgeable about the road safety best practices.
Okay. Well, last year it was 400, over 400. This year, at the moment we are what, 350? 300 and, what's the
Three,
number?
three, 343, 340.
343. Well, let us hope that,
Yes, last year this time we were at 393 last year, so we were pushing 400 last year this time.
yes.
Yes.
Well,
So 13% down when
yes.
compared to last year.
Okay. Let us hope that the number will remain at 343 for the rest of the year. Let us hope that.
I hope so.
Yes.
I hope so. Especially with the Christmas period, persons need to ensure that they drive safely, leave out on time if they have to go somewhere. If you're going to drink, do not drive. Get a
Yes.
designated driver, right? Get a designated driver. Adhere to the speed limit, cut out the distractions, and arrive alive. That's the message I want to leave with all listeners.
Yes. Let us sincerely hope that they will abide by the rules and, you know, they try and reduce the number of fatalities.
Yes.
What about public passenger vehicle, Mr. Matthews? How are they faring in the accident rate? Do you have many of the fatalities involving public passenger vehicles?
Sorry, could you repeat that for me? You were breaking up a little.
Yes, I'm asking, how do what public passenger vehicles, are they heavily involved in the fatal accidents?
Well, all right. So we're not seeing a lot of when it comes to fatalities. So far for the year, we have recorded nine PPV drivers have died and 15 passengers have died. So they're not in the top three or the top four, right? But what we notice is that a lot of crashes, they're involved in a lot of crashes, but we're not seeing a lot of them dying. Yes, but
Okay.
for the crashes, though, they are involved in a lot of crashes. But in terms of the fatalities, the top three: motorcyclists, pedestrians, private motor vehicle drivers.
And so far, what have you attributed as the causes for these fatalities? What are some of the
Okay,
primary reasons?
all right. The primary reasons based on our analysis: speeding with no regard to conditions. So no matter if it rains, if the sun is shining, if the road is, if there are potholes, if it's for the person that are speeding. That's what we're noticing. If it's night, they're speeding. Then we have failure to keep to the proper traffic lane. So persons are supposed to be in the left lane. You find them creating their own lane. They're they're overtaking improperly. And then you have pedestrians walking out or standing in the middle of the road or crossing at unsafe places. Those are the primary causes.
Okay, the speeding. Well, speeding
Yes, that's
seems
the
to be,
number one, and that has been the number one over the years.
yes, right, and therefore, and your public education, whatever public education program is out there,
Yes, we'll
not
take into
not
consideration.
yeah, it
Yes,
is not reaching the drivers at all.
yes. We'll have to change focus now. We'll have to appeal to the emotions. That's what we'll be shifting the focus now. So instead of telling them don't do this, don't do that, we're going to be showing them what happens when they do the reckless driving and all of that. We're going to be showing them the effects of their action or the
Yes.
consequences of their action.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
So your public relation drive is going to be aimed at that.
yes. We're going to be tackling speeding as a main issue.
All right, Mr. Matthews, I want to thank you. We will, at Rebel Radio, we will keep in touch with you to find out what is happening and,
Definitely.
yes, try to get the message out there so that we can reduce the number of fatalities on our road. It is too much. So
Yes.
thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for having me, and all the best to you and your team.
Okay. That's Mr. Dante Matthews from the Highland Traffic Authority. Yes, keeping us up to date on the fatalities on the road. It is really, really a problem out there. The number of fatalities, 343 so far this year. Mr. Matthews told us that there has been a 13% reduction, but 343 is still much too high. And we want to appeal to our drivers, riders, pedestrians, take it easy. And you heard that speeding is the primary reason for the fatalities. Cut out the speeding. Drive slower and save lives. Let us do that. Okay, this is Rebel Radio. Let us go for a break.
Traffic congestion is more than just a daily inconvenience. It can also have serious consequences for food safety. From delays in the transportation of perishable goods to the potential for compromised food quality during transit, understanding the connection between traffic and food safety is crucial for anyone involved in the food supply chain, from producers to consumers. On this week's show, we'll explore the challenges posed by traffic congestion, how it impacts food safety, and the practical solutions for mitigating these risks. Join me on Rebel Radio Jamaica's One live YouTube stream at 4:30 p.m. this Friday. See you there!
the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagley Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Steven! Steven!
Grandpa, why you dressed up so? Where you going?
But see, me have business to do down by JPS and I want Steven to carry me. I want to find out how much me want to pay them.
Grandpa, people don't do that again.
What do you mean?
Pops, is modern days. JPS has efficient IVR.
IVR?
Customer service. They did all about the phone.
We have recognized the number that you are calling from as being attached to account number 301842.
Then how them get me new number? And how them know it's me?
Grandpa, I updated your account with your new number. So when you call JPS, they already know it's you. So them just going to give you your information.
Look where me live, see?
Grandpa, you don't have to go to JPS for everything.
Thank God for you know young people.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices, the cleanest restrooms, and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
Like the protection you want when you want it. With Guardian Link, you can go from one click to totally covered with 24-hour access to a range of plans designed to cover the people you care about. From critical illness and retirement to investment opportunities. Application is easier, approval time is quicker, and you'll experience even more convenience with 24/7 online access. So get connected with Guardian Link today. Visit guardianlink.myguardiangroup.com and live secure. Live easy.
Everyday living, we make it worthwhile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! From kitchen to bathroom, a whole heap of tile. Home and things for everyday living. Nice up your home, fix up every room. Shop every day, shop real value. Fixtures and faucets to catch your eye. We have the options, we have the style. Everyday living, so versatile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! Lowest price guarantee on everything you see. Home and things for everyday living.
It's Tools, Hardware and Supplies New Year, New Finishes sale! Unbelievable low prices all month long! Shop for your new finishes for your bathroom, kitchen, living room,
porcelain and ceramic tiles, windows, doors, paints, and more.
And remember, when you think tiles, think Tools! For the finest quality at the lowest prices! Shop now!
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware!
Welcome back, yes, to Rebel Radio. And we are going to go over to 80 now. You know, my listeners and viewers, you know that the Asian people are having lots of problems, serious problems. And we have with us senior Asian journalist Delva Guy with us to keep us informed. Mr. Guy, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, this one.
Yes, sir. And
yes,
what is the latest situation, sir?
Yeah, I mean, there's the preoccupying situation in Haiti right now.
Yes.
Particularly as far as journalism is concerned. For example, and the authority for telecommunications they have stopped, they have banned radio program that is very popular within the population because they don't want criticism. And that's frightening because when you imagine then a opposition, those are not people who to election who have won an election and who are there. I mean, in legitimacy, you know. So now they're really threatening the media, and there's one particular program that they have managed to close, and because that's a really bold thing to do, openly to stop a program, because it's like what the journalists are saying. In favor of the government, which is not what journalists should be doing. So now this is way.
Okay, Mr. Guy, Mr. Guy, I want you, Mr. Guy. I also have with you, Mr. Pierce Jerome. Mr. Jerome, are you there? Hello, Mr. Jerome.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm here.
Mr. Jerome?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
I have your colleague, Mr. Delva Guy, online. Yes. So you want to tell us, Mr. Jerome, where you are in Haiti. Tell us exactly where you are in Haiti now.
I'm in Port-au-Prince.
Okay, you're in Port-au-Prince, right? Okay. So,
yes.
What is the situation in Port-au-Prince today?
Second, please. My internet is bad.
What is the situation in Port-au-Prince? Is the town open for business? Tell us what is happening in Port-au-Prince right now.
Security issue, really. And they are.
Speak up a little louder. Could you just speak up a little louder for me?
Okay, you say, and in many areas in Port-au-Prince, you have security issues, and with gangs, and some of the area are occupied by people, civil with arms, who avoid people to go to their activities without concern, and in some areas and schools are closed, and all they work, and some days and other days they can't work, and people leave the areas to go to stay, to church, to school, even in the street, and because of the gangs problem. It's a very, very concern and situation.
Yes. So are the markets open and other government offices, hospitals, are they open?
It is some of them, not all. And for example, the most important hospital in Port-au-Prince is closed since February, and because of this problem. And for people who know Port-au-Prince, in some areas for Pétionville or Delma, and it's still possible to go to a institution are still work. But in some other areas, for example, the Sac or the town of Delma, it's very difficult in those areas.
Yeah.
Yes. You're aware of the radio station which has been closed down?
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's a very concerned problem for media. And some of them leave their office. For example, I work for newspaper, and you have leave our office and in the center to go to Pétionville, and now you have problem with the government who try to close the emission, and because they say and this emission, this propaganda for gangs, but what it's exactly, and the journalists and give the open the microphone for everyone. They ask question to know, because today the gang leaders today are something to do, because they are the main problem, and the population what to know, what they do, what you think, what is the problem. Now the government has decided to close one of the emission for that.
Yes, I see. So, Mr. Guy.
However, okay.
Mr. Guy.
Hello? Yes.
Yeah. So, what has been the response from the government towards the closure of the station? Have they decided? Have they indicated what is going to happen to that radio station?
Yeah, I mean, they haven't said exactly what they'll do, but that's why today I've been in front of the office of the council, the transitional presidential council, just to protest with other journalists about against the decision by the government. And this is, as I said, a big blow to press freedom. And we told them. I talked also to President Voltaire. I talked to him on the phone. I talked to the Director General of the Telecommunications Authority to tell them that the measure should be withdrawn. They haven't done it as yet, but we are fighting to make sure that journalists can work and the program resume.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, in the meantime, the airports remain closed, and
yes.
And the ports. What is happening at the ports? The ports are closed too, right?
I mean, sometimes they take some special measures to help some goods to arrive, but it's really difficult, and even in the provinces, it is even more difficult for people to find goods and products to consume, and the problem is worsening every day.
Yes. And the gangs are still on the street. What I saw where, I think it was last week, there was a report that one of the leading gangster escaped. The police tried to swoop down on him, but he escaped. That is barbecue.
Yeah. There was an operation around his base, and he escaped. Finally, he escaped. Some police officers explained that it was miraculously that he fled.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in the meantime, what is the council? What is the word from the council? What is the council saying to the people, the presidential council?
I mean, inside the council, there's a lot of fighting. So everybody is looking for their own interests, and to the detriment of the common interest, and that's why it's really sad to see that all those people who are there not before because they went to election, that they won an election, but by, I would say, by some kind of agreement, which has nothing to do with law and the Constitution. And many people thought that they would come together to try to solve some of the problems, and particularly the problem of security. And that's contrary to what's happening right now. And of course, patriotism really for them. So they can do, please, they don't care.
Wow. Yes. I see. And as based on the situation right now, they are, how are the people? Is it difficult, or it must be difficult for the people to source food?
Yeah. Yes. Of course, even in the capital, while in the capital, they have more access to basic goods, basic necessity goods. But in the province, it is because the national roads are blocked to the south, even to the north. Can come and go, and that's really the population. And they have problem with medicine. People have problem with medicine, with also, as I said, basic services, economic, social services. And when you go to the market, even in Port-au-Prince, there are products that we cannot find, you know.
Yes. So, Mr. Jerome, what do you think the council? What do you think the council should do to, you know, or put it this way? Are you satisfied with the work of the council, the presidential council so far?
But I can say that I'm satisfied. And 7 months after the installation of this council, the council concern, the situation is worse. Is worse in all the points: security, food security, and now a lot of promises. But nothing and nothing even today. And as Gides Delva said, there's a lot of problem and in this council because it's too much and it's difficult to harmonize to get harmonized between them and define when with each other. For many reasons, and it's a lot of quizzes into the council, and I think it was a very bad decision to put a council with 9 people to lead the country.
Okay, and one of their mandate is to put in place the plans for election next year. But based on what you are seeing now, you think that is going to be possible?
According to me, it will be very difficult. Even now, even the council and to organize it will be organized the election. It's not completed with 9 members. They have 7 now. Even to put the council is difficult, and to have the election and security. And based on what is going on today in the country, I think in 1 year and even more, it will be difficult to have an estimate. You will be able to, people will go for, and that will be difficult. And not to say impossible.
Yes. But in the meantime, have you had an opportunity to? What are the Asian people saying? What is their response to the council so far?
I think people are very insatisfied, and if we base on we read on social media, on you read on the newspaper, people are very unsatisfied about the council, and they need action. Not talking every day. They need action, and today you don't action. And 7 months ago, before the council, it was possible to go to some areas. It's not possible, and the gangs are more powerful today.
Okay.
And this is the situation.
Yes. In Port-au-Prince, the gangs are very active in Port-au-Prince.
Yes, it is the main area where they are. I can say the police try to do something, but it's very difficult. And as you said, and before, from now, they are closed because of this problem. And the main hospital and many schools are closed today. And because of the problem, it's problem. Mm-hmm. And it's day after day, it become worse.
Okay. Yes. I saw there was a report last week about that the residents in Pejanville, that they took up arms and joined the police.
Yes.
What is happening up there now?
But now people in the police.
I said there was a report that the residents in Pejanville, that they took up arms and joined the police to fight off the gangs. What is the situation up there today?
I think it is the same.
Mm-hmm.
But
yes. Yes, we have lost Mr. Yes, back with you. Yes, as you were saying, you said the situation remained the same?
Yes, people try to fight by themselves and to put together with people, but it's difficult.
Mr. Jerome?
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Jerome. We are losing you. The connection is bad.
Yes, it is the connection. TV now.
We lost Mr. Jerome. The internet connection is very bad. Situation. He's telling us about what is happening in Haiti, but we lost him, and we also lost Mr. Guy. Let me try and reconnect. With Yes. Yeah, we are not getting through to our Asian contacts. But as you heard from them, the situation has deteriorated. The people cannot go about their business. Towns are locked down, and people are unable to get food and other supplies. Yes. So it is not easy over there for the people. Yes. Oh, yes, mister?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So the
Okay,
situation as it stands right now is in Port-au-Prince as we speak, just you say that most of the town right now is locked down? And
yes, exactly.
yes. So and in the capital there you have you if you go to the capital now you would not see a lot of people on the streets.
It's in Pétionville, yes. In Pétionville, in some areas on Delma, people and but a station and to it's like somewhere you go anywhere you want. You can go anywhere you want, and some areas are empty now. And people are leave them empty to go to and public and institution as school, church, and even other public institution because they leave their area because of gangs. But if you go to some people out there, but it's not difficult. It's not possible to go to area to another.
Okay. Yes. Well, let us hope that things will get better soon, right? But as it stands right now, it is a serious problem facing the people. Mr. Jerome, I want to thank you very much for your time. And we will link again, we'll talk again, so I will call you again for us to keep informed about what is happening in Haiti. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this moment and for interest about in Haiti. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, that was the journalist Piers Jerome, and before him we had Mr. Delva Guy. And you heard from both gentlemen that the situation in Port-au-Prince, the capital, yes, they told us that it is virtually closed down today. Yes, people cannot go out to do their business, and they are having difficulties in the rural areas, difficulties out there. People can't get supplies, either medicine, food. It's total shutdown. Well, let us see what is. The people of Haiti are going to have a very sad Christmas, very sad. And bloodshed and people are dying. Well, let us see what is going to happen to improve the situation for our brothers and sisters in Haiti. Let us take a break now. This is Rebel Radio.
Traffic congestion is more than just a daily inconvenience. It can also have serious consequences for food safety. From delays in the transportation of perishable goods to the potential for compromised food quality during transit, understanding the connection between traffic and food safety is crucial for anyone involved in the food supply chain, from producers to consumers. On this week's show, we'll explore the challenges posed by traffic congestion, how it impacts food safety, and the practical solutions for mitigating these risks. Join me on Rebel Radio Jamaica's One live YouTube stream at 4:30 p.m. this Friday. See you there!
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagley Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Steven! Steven!
Grandpa, why you dressed up, sir? Where you going?
But see, me have business to do down by JPS and I want Steven to carry me. I want to find out how much me want to pay them.
Grandpa, people don't do that again.
What do you mean?
Pops, it's modern days. JPS has efficient IVR.
IVR?
Customer service. They did all over the phone.
We have recognized the number that you are calling from as being attached to account number 301842.
Then how them get me new number? And how them know it's me?
Grandpa, I updated your account with your new number. So when you call JPS, they already know it's you. So them just going to give you your information.
Look where me live, see.
Grandpa, you don't have to go to JPS for everything.
Thank God for you no young people.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices, the cleanest restrooms, and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
How would you like the protection you want when you want it? With Guardian Link, you can go from one click to totally covered with 24-hour access to a range of plans designed to cover the people you care about. From critical illness and retirement to investment opportunities. Application is easier. Approval time is quicker. And you'll experience even more convenience with 24/7 online access. So get connected with Guardian Link today. Visit guardianlink.myguardiangroup.com and live secure. Live easy.
Everyday living, we make it worthwhile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! From kitchen to bathroom, a whole heap of tile. Home and things for everyday living. Nice up your home, fix up every room. Shop every day, shop real value. Fixtures and faucets to catch your eye. We have the options, we have the style. Everyday living, so versatile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! Lowest price guarantee on everything you see. Home and things for everyday living.
It's Tools, Hardware and Supplies New Year, New Finishes sale. Unbelievable low prices all month long. Shop for your new finishes for your bathroom, kitchen, living room.
Porcelain and ceramic tiles, windows, doors, paints, and more.
And remember, when you think tiles, think Tools. For the finest quality at the lowest prices. Shop now.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hard here.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio.
Hi, okay, that's good, man.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. I'm not sure how you're doing this, though.
And we are going to go over to Bahamas now, you know, at Rebel Radio, we try to keep in touch with our neighbors, our Caribbean neighbors. We have with us senior journalist, Mr. Yuri Kemp. Mr. Kemp, good afternoon.
Hi, Desmond. How are you? Thank you for having me, man. All is well. How about yourself?
Yes, well, I am supposed to be okay, sir.
Okay, good.
What is happening in the Grand Highland of Bahamas at the moment? What is happening over there?
Oh, wow. It was pure madness today, man. There's been some turbulence downtown at Parliament today at the meeting of the House. Apparently, the opposition was thrown out of the House today because one of the members of the opposition, the deputy leader of the opposition, he threw the mace out of the window today. And so they were in protest because they've been going back and forth with the Speaker of the House for quite some time now, for the past, I would say, 2 or 3 weeks now. And it was just that the Speaker wasn't allowing them to speak on this matter that came up in the House just recently. Apparently, there was a drug indictment of some senior police officers in the United States. And the opposition wanted to talk about it today. They wanted to talk about it last week as well. But the Speaker of the House just kept on blocking them from speaking in the House about the matter. And so they said if they can't speak, they rather just throw the mace out the window, and so they did. And so it was a huge protest today. They had all their supporters downtown today out in full force as they, made their case known.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, I can't really imagine. So this report here about with the arrest of these senior officials, police and is what police and customs officers? Those are the ones who have been arrested.
No, police and defense force officers.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, the police and defense. Yeah.
Yes, and they are linked to the transshipment of cocaine into the United States.
Cocaine and drugs, cocaine and guns. Sorry, that's what the indictment says. And so, they've been arrested, they've been indicted, and so now we're just waiting to see how everything shakes out. But apparently that's what the indictment reads, man, drugs and guns.
Yes, that's a serious matter. Yes.
Yeah, it is,
Yes. And what is the situation with crime in Bahamas this year? How is...
Oh my goodness, it's been consistently high since I would say 2008, maybe even before, since about 2004, 2005. Crime just went into the triple digits every year and it hasn't gone down since. Every year we could expect at least 100 murders in the Bahamas. And with a country of only, I would say, 300,000 people, that's a lot, man.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay. And do you have a problem with gangs in Bahamas?
Yes, we do. We've been having problems with gangs since the 80s.
Yes.
At least the mid to late 80s. Yeah, there were 2 major gangs that came up in the late 80s: the syndicates and the rebellions, and they've all splintered off into smaller groups over the past 2 or 3 decades. So yeah, we have a serious problem with gangs, man. And now the gangs are only fighting over turf. And drugs wasn't a real big problem with the gangs back in the 80s, but now everyone's fighting over drug turf now. So it's a real drug-fueled gang problem we have in Bahamas. And we just can't run away from it anymore. This is a huge transshipment area for drugs going into the United States and Europe. And so the gangs are fighting over the drugs, and the cartels and the plugs, the guys from the cartel, they're fighting over who's going to have the best chance of getting the best, the best drug plug, And so they're fighting over the turf, and they're fighting over the spaces, and now it's turned bloody.
Wow.
Very bloody.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Boy, can well imagine that must be putting a lot of problems, the people in a lot of problems. People are so the crime must impact the life of ordinary people. Is that so? Is it impacting negatively on business?
Oh, yes. Businesses, they had to change their operating hours, a lot of them. Some of the like petrol stations used to be open 24 hours here, but now they close at about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Some of them, man, because they just can't stand. They just can't, stay open past 12 a.m. in the morning because no one's coming out to help them. And then the police officers there, the police force, they're stretched, and so they can't serve 5 people at one time. And so when you have police squad car over here, you have a crime happening over here. And so it's a huge problem, man. And then there's an untold problem with the hospitals as well. The hospitals are crowded with bodies, man. These guys, and some of them, they don't die on the scene, Some of them, they take days to die inside the hospital, and then it puts a strain on the hospital resources. You have to find blood, you have to find beds, you have to, reallocate doctors from people who are genuinely sick. They have these trauma patients that come in through the hospitals on a daily basis, man. It's an epidemic, man. It's sad. Very sad.
Boy, can well imagine that the situation there, it's just like, Yuri, one of the problems that we have, this is a Caribbean problem, This crime problem is a Caribbean problem because we in Jamaica, we are having a serious problem. The people in Trinidad, there is also a serious murder problem there. Yes. All over the Caribbean.
Yes, murder and kidnapping in Trinidad, I know.
Yes.
Yep.
And it is really affecting the lives of the people. Yes. Something I remember several years ago, one hurricane, and it did a lot of damage in Bahamas. I just don't remember the name of the hurricane, but I remember it. Those areas that were damaged, have they been restored?
Oh, you mean Hurricane Dorian back in 2019?
Yes.
Yeah, they're coming back slowly but surely. I mean, there's still some devastation on some of the islands. Let's take, for example, Grand Bahama. That's the nation's second capital, Freeport. Yes. Right? The Freeport area is pretty much rebounded, but there's some outside areas from the city of Freeport that still look like they've been impacted by the hurricane. But in Abaco, conversely, they're starting to come back, but its port area still is down. The harbor still isn't, dredged properly and really put back and restored properly, so they can't receive mail boats the way they used to receive mail boats. In addition to that, they have a trash problem because the city dump in Abaco, that's full up to capacity, so now people are just dumping their trash anywhere.
Okay.
And so they have problems with we're trying to get, basic services back up and running, but it's been a long crawl back to where they were. It's going to take some time. This is a small developing country, and so they don't have all the resources to put in place immediately, like how the United States would have. But still, they're crawling back slowly but surely.
Yes. What are some of the main problems, would you say, facing the people of Bahamas?
Oh boy. It would have to be economic stagnation is the primary one, because that fuels all of the other problems. Because if we didn't have the economic stagnation that we have, we wouldn't be having these young men, going out and committing crimes to make $1. And we'd have families being able to take care. We'd have families being able to take care of their families a bit better, and so they'll be able to send them to the best schools and have them properly educated, properly socially trained. So it wouldn't be a problem like how we have now. So I would say economic stagnation. It's the point where, where there's no dynamism in the economy anymore. And the same jobs that we had over the past, I would say 50 years since the Bahamas became independent, they're the same jobs, and they're starting to erode now. They're starting to eat away. I mean, how many maids and busboys do you need in the hotels,
Okay. So, for example, there must be a high unemployment rate among the young people then.
Yeah, it is. It's pitiful, man. They have no opportunities here, man.
Yes.
They have no opportunities. And then they're so poorly trained, They come out of high school, they don't have the necessary skills and the qualifications to even get a job. So by the time they get a job, they have nothing to really go and add to the job with. And so it's a huge problem, man. And people don't see it like that. But it's a huge problem. It's just not young people sitting on the side of the road or sitting at home not doing anything. You know, they need to be engaged, you know. They need to be engaged.
Yes.
There's another lost generation.
Yes, yes. And they are the ones, the idle hands.
Yes.
Yes, need to put the idle hands to work.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Uh-huh.
And all of that plays into the family dynamic, you know, because how can you tell a mother of four, a single mother of four, that she needs to train her children better when she can barely put food on the table, you know? Mm-hmm. So all of these problems, they interplay on one another, you know? So we have to let men go back to being in the homes and being men and taking care of their families, but they have to have something to go back to the homes with. They can't go back to the home swinging their hands, you know? They have to be able to take care of their family properly.
Yes.
You know? And so it all feeds into one another, you know? It all feeds into the next thing.
Mm-hmm. And tourism is one of the main pillars of the Bahamian economy.
It is the main pillar of the Bahamian economy, actually. The financial service.
Yes. And
I'm going. Oh, you're on the air?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about this.
All right.
Outside pressure really put a dent into our financial services sector with the FHTA, the Financial Action Tax, the FATF, Financial Action Task Force, and relative blacklists from the European Union, and all of the anti-money laundering legislation that we had to put in place to satisfy the United States and the larger European Union. So that pretty much killed our financial services sector. So right now we're just watching it die slowly. We're just watching last bits of it die. Just recently, last month, UBS is moving its wealth management services out of the Bahamas. And so UBS has been a staple in the Bahamas for the past God knows how long. And they're moving out. And Citibank moved out 2 months prior to that. And so we're watching it die slowly. We're watching the last bit of it die.
Okay.
So tourism really is the only thing we have. Yeah, we need to build around tourism. Everything that we do needs to be geared towards the tourists. And if we want to make money, everything.
Yes. Yes, there's hardly any manufacturing or other areas of the economy are not performing.
No, this is a total service-based economy. This is total services.
Yes.
We don't manufacture anything, we don't make anything, we don't grow anything. Agriculture is not being a part of this economy ever. And so, you know, that's really where it is. This is a service-based economy. If we don't give soft services, then there's nothing really happening.
Mm-hmm.
And considering that, we have not embraced the information technology highway, you know, the information highway. And so that could be an area where we could see growth, but everyone seems to shy away from the information technology, information highway, you know?
Yeah.
No one wants to really get involved in technology. No one wants to take the plunge to doing it. And that's something that we could really benefit from, man. But our leaders just don't want to take that chance. They're so stuck on tourism and bleeding the last bit of blood, or dripping the last bit of blood out of financial services. And they're just so feckless. They see nothing else they can do. And it's just pathetic, really.
Wow. I see.
Yeah.
So is the tourist industry growing in Bahamas, or it has stagnated?
No, it's growing, man. It's growing. We're looking for more beds right now. We're looking for more hotels right now, actually. Mm-hmm. Every year since we came back from the pandemic, we've broken earlier records. Mm-hmm. Like in 2019, our record was 7.2 million tourists.
Yes.
For the year. And now in 2023, we had 9 million. And 2023, we had 10 million, sorry. And up to October this year already, we've already had over 9 million tourists. So we're set to break 2023's record for 10 million tourists. And so it's growing. You know, since the pandemic, they've had this thing called revenge tourism. And tourism just keeps breaking records every year. People want to come to the Bahamas, man. They love the Bahamas. They love the Atlantis. They even love the smaller out-island hotels as well. People want to come to the Bahamas, man. So I got to admit, we're doing that properly. We're doing that right.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But if there were other areas, it would strengthen the economy and make things.
Yes,
in other words, everybody is dependent on the tourism industry, and that's a service industry.
Yeah. That's where it is. Everyone's depending on a tourist dollar.
Yes, I can see. And you said agriculture, so I can well imagine that, just like Jamaica, Bahamas import a lot.
Yeah, at least 95% of all these food items, of course. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's about $1 billion plus a year just importing food alone.
Yes.
So can you imagine with the U.S. dock worker strike that happened several months ago?
Yes.
If those dock workers had gone on strike for a long period of time, we would have starved to death. Actually, the reason we would have starved to death probably.
Because
we wouldn't be able to get food. Because we wouldn't be able to import food.
Bahamas import most of the food.
Yeah, most of the food. Yeah. Actually, the region imports most of the food. So, if the U.S. dock worker strike had gone on a prolonged basis, this region would have starved.
Yes, of course. Yes, that's true. That is true because we import most of our food from the United States. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So, politically, what would you say are the hot spot, are the main points in politics in Bahamas as we speak?
I'll have to tell you, Desmond, I'm a business writer, particularly. I don't really focus on the politics side of it.
Yes.
So it's hard for me to really put a beat on it, but I do hear things every now and then. And the political beat is, it is what it is, There's nothing really much to say about it because these guys, I don't know about how they do in Jamaica or anywhere else in the Caribbean, but these guys, they don't practice politics in the conventional way, Their politics is based on smoke and mirrors. It's not political science, I would say.
Yes.
It's just a bunch of trickle. Yeah. And they call that politics, but that's not politics. That's not political science to me.
Yes. Well. Okay. Well, let us see what is going to happen. We surely hope that things will improve so that, those young people, those young hands, young minds in Bahamas will get themselves involved in some productive service and stop looking at stop looking in the wrong direction.
Yes, I agree, Desmond.
Yes.
Got to keep prayers up, man. You got to keep the prayers open for the kids, man, for the babies, They need it.
Yes. And so let us keep our eyes open. I want to thank you very much for your time.
No problem, Desmond. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you did the show, actually. Sorry we took so long to get this organized, but I'm on a run and gun offense now, man, Desmond. There's a lot of things going on at the same time, so I got to keep running and gunning. I'm glad you did the show, and I thank you for inviting me, Desmond. I really appreciate it, man.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Desmond.
Yes.
No problem, man. Bye.
Yes. That was Mr. Yuri Kemp, Bahamian journalist. Yes. And you heard him telling us about what is happening in Bahamas. And just like us in Jamaica, the serious social problems. Yes. Crime is a serious problem there too. Right? Yes. The young people are getting involved in the wrong direction. They are going in the wrong direction. And as we say on this program, that this issue of crime, one of the social problems facing us in the Caribbean. It is a Caribbean problem, right? A Caribbean problem. And Bahamas right now, I think, is probably the leading center for the shipment and transshipment of drugs in the Caribbean. And you must have heard that some officials there police and military people in the Bahamas. They are now in jail in the United States. Yes, they were arrested for drug trafficking. Yes. And this drug, the drugs and the guns, yes, the drugs and the guns, two of the leading problems in the Caribbean and all over the Caribbean. We having this problem, and therefore it must be must be something for us here. What are we going to do? We need some collective effort. Last week there was a conference in, I think it was in Guyana, yes, where some of the Caribbean leaders and experts got together to discuss the issues facing the Caribbean people. Yes. And I saw where where Suriname has sent a protest note to Guyana over disputed area. I see that. I think the Suriname government is protesting areas that they claim that the Guyanese government has taken over some area that they believe that is theirs. So I hope that they will iron out their differences. And these are two bordering countries, yes, and it is part of us, yes. So we only hope that these two neighbors will iron out their differences as soon as possible, and avoid the conflict. We know that there is a border dispute already. We haven't heard much about that border dispute between Guyana and Venezuela. We haven't heard much about it since that meeting was held and both parties decide to calm it down. I know that Guyana is awaiting some decision from the International Court on what to do, but we hope that things will be dealt with peacefully. We, in the Caribbean, we cannot afford any conflict, any major conflict. We just can't afford that. So let us hope that things will, be dealt with peacefully. This is Rebel Radio. Let us take a break.
Traffic congestion is more than just a daily inconvenience. It can also have serious consequences for food safety. From delays in the transportation of perishable goods to the potential for compromised food quality during transit, understanding the connection between traffic and food safety is crucial for anyone involved in the food supply chain, from producers to consumers. On this week's show, we'll explore the challenges posed by traffic congestion, how it impacts food safety, and the practical solutions for mitigating these risks. Join me on Rebel Radio Jamaica's One live YouTube stream at 4:30 p.m. this Friday. See you there.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Steven! Steven!
Grandpa, why you dressed up so? Where you going?
But see, me have business to do down by JPS and I want Steven to carry me. I want to find out how much me want to pay them.
Grandpa, people don't do that again.
What do you mean?
Pops, is modern days. JPS has efficient IVR.
IVR?
Customer service. They did all over the phone.
We have recognized the number that you are calling from as being attached to account number 301842.
Then how them get me new number? And how them know it's me?
Grandpa, I updated your account with your new number. So when you call JPS, they already know it's you. So them just going to give you your information.
Look where me live, see.
Grandpa, you don't have to go to JPS for everything.
Thank God for you know young people.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices, the cleanest restrooms, and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
Want when you want it. With Guardian Link, you can go from one click to totally covered with 24-hour access to a range of plans designed to cover the people you care about. From critical illness and retirement to investment opportunities. Application is easier. Approval time is quicker, and you'll experience even more convenience with 24/7 online access. So get connected with Guardian Link today. Visit guardianlink.myguardiangroup.com and live secure. Live easy.
Everyday living, we make it worthwhile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! From kitchen to bathroom, a whole heap of tile. Home and things for everyday living. Nice up your home, fix up every room. Shop every day, shop real value. Fixtures and faucets to catch your eye. We have the options, we have the style. Everyday living, so versatile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! Lowest price guarantee on everything you see. Home and things for everyday living.
It's Tools, Hardware and Supplies New Year, New Finishes sale. Unbelievable low prices all month long. Shop for your new finishes for your bathroom, kitchen, living room.
Porcelain and ceramic tiles, windows, doors, paints, and more.
And remember, when you think tiles, think tools. For the finest quality at the lowest prices. Shop now.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And we have to skip over to Trinidad now. And we have with us the General Secretary of Trinidad and Tobago Postal Workers Union, Mr. Forbes. Mr. Forbes, good evening, sir.
Pleasant good afternoon to you, my brother, and to my good brothers and sisters in Jamaica.
Yes. What I see one of the thing now is that the workers in Trinidad are restive. Am I right?
Yes, well, definitely. You know, on Saturday, if I can jump to it quickly, the whole question of the government's position with regards to increases for high parliamentarians, high public sector workers, public servants, that is, at the highest level, they, through our SRC report, what we will call in Trinidad and Tobago, a report that gives credence for high public officials to be paid increases in salaries across the board, has left a number of workers very disgruntled in Trinidad and Tobago as we speak.
Yes.
And that comes on the heels of a offer that was given to workers in different sectors, even in the protective services, whether it would have been the police, the army, the prisons, and even in the fire services, where they were given this 4% through the courts. The government has taken a position with other sector unions as well, and latest being the Trinidad and Tobago Postal Workers Union. And of course, I'm the General Secretary there, and representing these workers in the postal sector. On the 2nd of December, they will also offer this unfavorable 4% to their salaries. And of course, the workers have already started stating that they are very much dissatisfied with that offer. And that has to do also with a job evaluation exercise that was undertaken in 2011. A final report laid by an external source that was hired by the Trinidad and Tobago Postal Corporation to have an undertaking of a job evaluation exercise. And born out of that exercise was an 18.6% recommendation. And today the workers in the postal sector is yet to realize, since 2011, that recommendation. So here it is, we have workers seeing that the Salary Reviews Commission, the SRC, making a pronouncement for government officials and members of the judiciary and other arms of the state, getting high increases, up to 47% increases in their salaries based on the recommendation. And of course, the Prime Minister, Dr. Rowley, would have already signaled to the national community via a media conference that the government and through its cabinet has accepted the increases that is expected to be implemented. Has not been implemented yet for them, but it is expected. And of course, the population and other very concerned citizens in Trinidad and Tobago have been speaking out against it over the past weeks since it has been announced. And of course, the trade union movement would have had emergency meetings, and where it was decided that we are going to call on citizens to ask the government in the most extent way to ensure that we protect our democracy in a particular way and the rights of the people and workers in Trinidad and Tobago to have what we will call respect for the whole question of the government's authority over the people to ensure that there's transparency in what it is doing. So the question of the inequity of the distribution of our wealth is not being seen at the highest level And therefore, the people in Trinidad and Tobago is very much disgruntled by that. Even members of the party, the People's National Movement,
yes,
have come out and spoken via the media on this issue. And of course, on Saturday coming here, the labor movement, having had a press conference yesterday morning, a very successful press conference among the two federations, the National Trade Union Center and the Joint Trade Union Movement. We have called on all workers and citizens to picket the office of the Prime Minister at Whitehall, in Port of Spain.
Yes. So this is going to be done where Saturday coming? Mr. Fox?
Hello, brother.
No, I'm asking.
Yes, what did you say?
No, I am asking if the workers are going to march on on Whitehall, the president's office on Saturday.
The Prime Minister's office. So it's not a march. We are going to picket. We are going to engage in peaceful picketing, right? And of course, there has been widespread support from other members of the public on this issue. So this issue is not strategically only about the workforce in Trinidad and Tobago, but also it goes to the root of the people of our beloved country on this particular issue.
Yes.
And as I said earlier on, we have been getting widespread support from different spheres in the private sector as well, who is also concerned about the government's position in these high increases, these huge increases at this time. Because what the government has been asking workers to do coming out of COVID and other situations is to tighten their belts. And they also gave a forecast in many instances as we came out of COVID, 1 minute, and in some instances fluctuating as well, that 1 minute we are doing well, 1 minute we're not doing well. But if you are saying that we are not doing well, then you have to bear the burden of adjustment as well with the citizens.
Yes.
But here it is, a report was laid in Parliament, which they now call the 120th report of the Salary Reviews Commission. And arising out of same is for huge increases for those who are in authority. And the people of Trinidad and Tobago is very taken by that and is not in support of it at this point in time.
Yes, sir. The cost of living, I can well imagine the cost of living over there based on what I have heard is very high. The cost of transportation, electricity, food, rent, those costs are high.
Definitely it is. And if we are aware and we pay attention to what is happening in the Caribbean market and even worldwide, the increases in gasoline in Trinidad and Tobago within the last 2 to 3 years have been increased 6 times, definitely had an impact on the whole question of goods and services. And as a result of that, you will see now the workers themselves, their salaries have remained stagnant. There hasn't been any real move because that 4% that was placed on the police officers and the fire officers and the other persons who were carried to the court to accept this 4%, it did only realize some, $200 TT to their salaries, or not more than 300 in many instances. And that doesn't really compensate for the cost of living in Trinidad and Tobago as we speak. So a lot of people are living day to day, paycheck to paycheck, and that is the cry on the ground. Well, the only time you will understand what is happening among your population, and in terms of austerity measures, you would note that it comes from what is actually coming from their citizens on the ground. So there are some people who are lost on top. They're not understanding what's really happening, the reality of when you impose austerity measures on your population. And we also have to deal with the issues of increases in other taxes, right, such as property tax and all of that. right? There was a widespread nation cry with regards to the why now do it? Why now? Why do it in a time when workers' salaries are not moving in the same trajectory as even yours?
Yes.
So it is like king and queens at the top. And you have your servants who are asking for what is due to them after their work. And you as the king and queen is not seeing it fit to give your servants what is just due to them.
Yes.
And we find that to be unbecoming of a state as a republic would have gained its own independence, and our constitution would have directed and dictated that everybody has to share in the wealth of its nation.
Yes.
Now we have resources here that certainly would have given credence to what, the expectation of your population. And if it is your population is not seeing the reality of same, then it begs the question, what democracy we are really in?
Yes.
So in this instance, the cry is why it is the government has decided to accept, by way of what the Prime Minister said, these recommendations from the Salary Reviews Commission. And in fact, the labor movement has called in the press conference on yesterday for all those negotiations and to be reopened, and that there be a recall in a particular way for further increases for the police officers, the fire officers, the prison officers, our army officials, etc., to realize something that is more reasonable. And we also said that in terms of the question of crime in Trinidad and Tobago, one has to look deep inside to understand why over the past 10 years, our crime rate continues to go up and up and up. The percentage rates continues to increase rather than decrease, because there is no, in our view in the labor movement, we are saying that there is no opportunities for workers, right, to sow, or people to sow wean away from the whole question of getting themselves in trouble. And a lot of the young people in Trinidad and Tobago today, a lot of them have certificates and qualifications, and if you go into certain communities, you will hear those young people saying that there's no opportunity for them here. Even the nurses, they are saying that they rather migrate to England and Europe and other parts of Europe to further their advancement of their lives and for their families, right? They are not seeing any real move to change the dynamics as it relates to the health sector, and to ensure that we don't have a brain drain in Trinidad and Tobago, not just in the health sector, but in other sectors in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
Yes, so we are very concerned that the government is not living up to its constitutional mandate to look after the welfare of the people at this point in time.
Okay. Yes, sir. So, is the country poised now? Would you say that at any time you could have a general strike in Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, how we would have noted the whole question of the current status of workers in the country, workers feel as though they have been battered. And at times, I'm being honest, they felt that there's this lack of hope. And they have been pointing to the labor movement to try and get and solidify their living in a particular way. And we have been attempting to do that through dialogue with the government. We were at the tripartite arrangement, right? There's something called the National Tripartite Body, which is NTAC, the National Tripartite Advisory Council, that we had to withdraw ourselves from a few years ago because of the fact that the government was not listening to labor's comments and submissions towards policy directions. And of course, the workers would have been saying, well, what sense it makes that the labor movement is engaging in this tripartite arrangement? And here it is, the powers that be is not taking on the labor movement seriously. But as we speak today, I can tell you that with this current move of workers being disgruntled, we will determine for sure what will happen as we go forward. On Saturday will give us a gauge as to the real sense of how workers feel outside of what we have been hearing on the ground in Trinidad and Tobago. We always believe, like many countries around the world, that once there are workers on the streets demanding the whole call for equal rights and justice, and calling for that specific phrase of justice, it is mainly known when workers take to the streets. So come Saturday, we take to the streets to express to the powers that be that we are not satisfied with the governance and as it relates to industrial relations in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, and I understand, my understanding that the opposition is in support of the workers' pleas, because I saw where the opposition leader is saying that she is rejecting her salary increase.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And not for the first time we would have heard that. A few years ago, when the whole question of negotiations wasn't being spoken of at all, the labor movement would have taken to the parliament a few actions calling on the government to commence negotiations. And it started at 0. And then they moved to 2%. And then we are now stuck at this 4% nonsense. And yes, the opposition is in support. Last night, we heard one of the members of a constituency in the opposition territory stating that they are going to be supporting and calling on ordinary citizens to support the labor movement in this call for justice.
Okay. So, and sir, I also see where, as you said, is the widespread, because the doctors are having issues also. Nurses are having
widespread issues. Yes.
And it is fairly widespread and affecting all the workers. I see where the oil field workers took to the streets this week protesting the closure of the oil firm there. So it is very restive in Trinidad right now.
Yes, it is. Yes. So the Oilfields Workers Trade Union and its members, mostly the tea and tech workers, the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission workers or company workers, they would have been in struggle for over a month and more, because the government would have adopted a process offering 000 for their negotiations. And of course, the tea and tech workers, they have not been happy with that offer, have decided to engage in several picket actions across Trinidad and Tobago. And what the government has done since the workers started those picket actions, they filed injunctions against the trade union, right? And of course, the workers themselves have been using their own time. They have been using their lunch hour and after work to demonstrate their frustration as it relates to that offer that was made to them. And you are right, since the closure of Petrotrin, it has taken a toll on even the communities in the southern areas of Trinidad, because of course, once you have a refinery in a certain community being point of pay and environs, you would find that there's a lot of business activity taking place for even the small man. But since the closure of Petrotrin, we have found that a number of people have been found wanting as it relates to their livelihoods. So yes, so we have not, the country is, in our view, in the labor movement's view, it is, we said it yesterday that we are in crisis. In our view, we are in crisis. And of course, the sense and the vibes of people in Trinidad and Tobago is they are trying to make themselves happy in a particular way, trying to stay away from the politics of it, but more focused and especially workers focus on their livelihoods.
Yes.
Right? Because we don't expect that from a human standpoint that people.
Mr. Forbes? We lost him there. I don't know why we have lost Mr. David Forbes, the General Secretary of the Trade Postal Workers Union in Trinidad. It seems we have a telecommunication problem. Mr. Forbes? Yes. I don't know what has happened, but you heard it. There's a crisis in Trinidad. Workers there are restive. As you heard from Mr. David Forbes, that on Saturday they are planning to picket the Prime Minister's office. And it is a growing situation over there right now. And you can expect that there are going to be problems. All the workers, as we speak, are having problems with the government. What the government is offering is insufficient, and therefore you can expect that there are going to be some problems. We will, at Rebel Radio, we will keep you abreast of what is happening over there in Trinidad and Tobago, but we can tell you that the workers at this moment are restive. All right, let us go for a break. This is Rebel Radio.
Traffic congestion is more than just a daily inconvenience. It can also have serious consequences for food safety. From delays in the transportation of perishable goods to the potential for compromised food quality during transit, understanding the connection between traffic and food safety is crucial for anyone involved in the food supply chain, from producers to consumers. On this week's show, we'll explore the challenges posed by traffic congestion, how it impacts food safety, and the practical solutions for mitigating these risks. Join me on Rebel Radio Jamaica's One live YouTube stream at 4:30 p.m. this Friday. See you there.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagley Park Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Steven! Steven!
Grandpa, why you dressed up, sir? Where you going?
But see ya. Me have business to do down by JPS and I want Steven to carry me. I want to find out how much me want pay them.
Grandpa, people don't do that again.
What do you mean?
Pops, it's modern days. JPS has efficient IVR.
IVR?
Customer service. They did all over the phone.
We have recognized the number that you are calling from as being attached to account number 301842.
Then how them get me new number? And how them know it's me?
Grandpa, I updated your account with your new number. So when you call JPS, they already know it's you. So them just going to give you your information.
Ooh, look where me live, see?
Grandpa, you don't have to go to JPS for everything.
Thank God for you, no young people.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices, the cleanest restrooms, and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
How would you like the protection you want when you want it? With Guardian Link, you can go from one click to totally covered with 24-hour access to a range of plans designed to cover the people you care about. From critical illness and retirement to investment opportunities. Application is easier, approval time is quicker, and you'll experience even more convenience with 24/7 online access. So get connected with Guardian Link today. Visit guardianlink.myguardiangroup.com and live secure. Live easy.
Everyday living, we make it worthwhile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! From kitchen to bathroom, a whole heap of tile. Home and things for everyday living. Nice up your home, fix up every room. Shop every day, shop real value. Fixtures and faucets to catch your eye. We have the options, we have the style. Everyday living, so versatile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! Lowest price guarantee on everything you see. Home and things for everyday living.
It's Tools, Hardware and Supplies New Year, New Finishes sale. Unbelievable low prices all month long. Shop for your new finishes for your bathroom, kitchen, living room.
Porcelain and ceramic tiles, windows, doors, paints, and more.
And remember, when you think tiles, think tools. For the finest quality at the lowest prices. Shop now.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
God me a deal with that. So what I want my friend George Dukes?
Why, Richard Steven? What if they I give the Almighty praises?
And the best thing that, cause when I remember just where I am coming from,
to where I'm standing now,
I fell to my knees in praise.
Of the way.
Oh, Father, you know
No, God is always there for me. Yeah, through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. So I met this old man. He was so poor, didn't hold no bed, so we slept on the floor. He's always smiling, never heard him complain. He said I've proven God again and again. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. No matter what the circumstances may be, yeah, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the good times or through the bad, through the happy times or through the sad, God is always there for me. The landlord wears the rent, school fee due, partner drop bonds, and the youth them need you. Friends all ask me what I'm gonna do. I smile and tell them that God will see me through. So no matter what the circumstances may be, yeah, God is always there for me. Yeah, through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me. Yeah, through the good times or through the bad, through the happy times or through the sad, God is always there for me. I met this old man, he was so poor, he didn't hold a bed, so we slept on the floor. He's always smiling, I never heard him complain. He said I've proven God again and again. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. No matter what the circumstances may be, no, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the good times or through the bad, through the happy times or when you're weary and feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. Oh, well, yeah, I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found like a breeze.
Welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, all my listeners and viewers. Problems in Trinidad. Well, we have a shortened version of food security this evening. Yes, You know what? And what for on Wednesdays is when we look at the agricultural sector. We have with us this afternoon farmer, one of the farmers from down in the bread basket there in St. Elizabeth, Mr. Cornell Roden. Mr. Roden, good afternoon. Mr. Roden? I don't know why I'm not hearing him. Hello, Mr. Roden. I don't know why I'm not hearing Mr. Roden at all. Not hearing him at all. I don't know what is the problem. Mr. Roden? Yes. Not hearing him. I don't know what is the problem, why I am not getting him at all. Let me try and call him back to see what is happening here.
I'm sorry, but the person you have...
No, we are having a telephone problem with Mr. Roden. I thought I had him on the line. Mr. Roden? Hello, Mr. Roden? No. No, there is... I don't know what is happening, but I'm not getting through to Mr. Roden down there in St. Elizabeth. And this evening, there's none of my farmers with whom I'm supposed to talk this evening. They are not answering. I don't know what is happening.
You have reached
out on their farms. Well, as you know, the rain has, the water is good for the farmers, but too much. And I know that the farmers down in St. Elizabeth there, all over the country, they had some serious problems with the weather. And I was trying to get them this evening for us to talk about how they are going to be, what is going to happen for Christmas. I know that there's going to be some shortage, but I'm not getting through them this evening. I don't know. Well, let us go for a break while I try to source my farmers down in St. Elizabeth. Let us
down to his last breath, hanging there and carried away. When he turned to the master and said, Lord of mercy on me, he was just a broken vessel. Then Jesus washed away his sins, 'cause there's none a broken vessel that God can make. Oh, there's none a broken vessel God can't make. Yeah. When the whole world turns its back on you,
Okay. Mr. Roden? Hello, Mr. Roden. I am not getting, I don't know, something is wrong, man. Something is wrong here. There must be, I think, once I go on here, then I lost him. And he's on the phone. Mr. Roden? No. We have an internal problem.
Hello?
Hello.
Are you there, Mr. Roden?
Hold on a second. Am I hearing?
No, not hearing him at all.
Turn up the phone, turn up.
Yeah.
It's not from here.
Well, it must be somewhere because he's on the air.
Talk to him now.
Mr. Roden? Hello, Mr. Roden. I don't know with the phone, man. The phone turn up.
Hello?
Hello.
Mr. Roden? Hello, Mr. Roden? Mr. Roden? Hold on. Mr. Roden?
Hello.
Yes. I don't know what is happening. Do you know? When I'm trying to sort out something here. Hold a second there, please. Don't move. Hold a second. Now when I have him on mic, I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Yes, sir. We have farmer Mr. Carl Roden from Food Basket down in St. Elizabeth there. And Mr. Roden, how are you managing now with the rain and the damage to the crops? Are we going to see a shortage of food this December?
Yeah, I am not from St. Elizabeth, you know.
Oh, you are from Trelawney?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So what is happening in Trelawney?
Well, you know, we don't grow a lot of vegetable like St. Elizabeth.
Yes.
We mostly
yams.
Produce like yams, yeah.
Yes.
We produce vegetable, but not like St. Elizabeth.
Mm.
Yeah.
So how is the yam production now? Is it okay?
Yeah, yam going, you know, it was the exporters was paying like $30 a pound, $30 a pound the other day, but them got it up to 25 years now.
So how much per pound they are buying yams for now?
250 a pound.
250. So what is the reason for drop? What did they say why they are reducing the price?
Well, you know, when they reduce the price, you know, They don't really tell us why they reduce it. And when they raise it, when you have a shortage, they raise it.
Oh, I see. So right now there is no shortage.
Not to that, sir. Not to that.
Okay. Yes. So as we speak, you would say that the yam farmers in Trelawney, they have a market for their produce, and they so there is not much problem there, right?
No, not much problem with the yam. The problem is that sometimes the price that we want, we don't get it, but we still have it. We still have the market, you know.
Yes. And what are some of the production problems you're having?
In Trelawney,
Yes.
Like with the yam farming.
Yes, sir.
Well, with the yam farming, you know, we have a reasonable amount of challenge, you know, for, you know, it costs a lot of money to produce the yam. You know, most of the farmers in Trelawney here, they were far in the bush, you know, and you know, you don't have any road. You have to use like donkey and mules to bring out the yam.
Oh.
And you know, when you buy yam stick and yam ready,
yes,
you have to pay, like the truck might come and drop it at the roadside. You have to pay to carry it from there to the field, you know what I'm ready for. And you have man work further and further in the bush. So you have a lot of challenge, but we have no choice.
Okay. I see.
Yeah.
So there are no farm roads to take.
Yeah, you have some farm roads, you know. You have some farm roads, but you have some of the farmers work on the farm roads. But the farm roads, them, not wonderful, you know. Not wonderful.
Okay.
It just recently earlier them picked up one farm road, but the farm road, them, it's not wonderful. You know, they want repair.
Yeah, so a number of farmers, they farm deep in the woods.
Yeah, deep, you know. Majority.
The majority, and so so they have to rely on donkeys and mules to take their products to the market, to the buyers.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Okay, I see. And to carry those yam stick now, I would imagine you have to pay somebody to take them from.
Yeah, you have some same donkey mule. You know, you pay them and them use the donkey mule and bring it.
Yeah.
You know, bring it around the bush where farmers want it. You know, so it costs a lot.
Okay. Yes, sir. I can well imagine deep in the woods there.
Yeah.
You don't have any pre-deal larceny issue though. Nobody don't steal your yams.
Well, yes, but for this period of time, you know, a good period of time now, you know, really have any challenge with the pre-deal larceny. But you see, the farmers in Trelawney are very serious about the production, you know.
Okay.
But it costs a lot, so you see if a man steal a man yam, and farmers caught you,
you're in trouble.
You could lose your life when them serious about them farm. It costs a lot of money.
Yes. Money and time. Yes.
Yeah, so you know, one time gone past, about 3-4 years ago, you would have more penal lasting, but since a couple 2 years about now, we don't have. Very seldom you hear about.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to thank you very much and have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, man, and same to you, boss.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, all right, thanks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. There,
yes, sir.
I have it there, Mr. Cardell Roden, the farmers down in Trelawney. So the farmers in Trelawney, the yam farmers, They would like more for their yams, but they at least they have a market. Once they have the goods, it is sold. They have transportation problems, as you heard. Some of the farmers are, deep in the woods. But that is life. That is how they have to survive. This is Rebel Radio. Let's go for a break.
Service stations are the fastest,
Traffic
coolest service
congestion
stations
is
around.
more than just a daily
Drive through and buy your phone cards from
It can
Cool Biz.
also have
Yes, it's
serious
easy.
consequences
No paper,
for
no
safety.
pin. From the
From
fastest,
delays in
coolest
the
service
transportation
stations,
of perishable goods
quality fuels,
to the
lubricants,
potential
and
for
refreshments at the
compromised
lowest
food quality
prices,
during
the
transit.
cleanest restrooms, and the
Understanding
smoothest
the
service
connection
to make
between
your
traffic
drive
and
even
food
cooler.
safety is
From
crucial
the
for
fastest,
anyone
coolest
involved in the
stations,
food
get
supply
cool
chain,
service and cool
from
stuff
producers to
fast
consumers.
at Cool Oasis Service
On
Station,
this week's show,
island-wide.
we'll explore the challenges posed by traffic congestion, how it impacts food safety, and the practical solutions for mitigating these risks. Join me on Rebel Radio Jamaica's One live YouTube stream at 4:30 p.m. this Friday. See you there.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleypark Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Steven! Steven!
Grandpa, why you dressed up, sir? Where you going?
But see ya. Me have business to do down by JPS and I want Steven to carry me. I want to find out how much me want pay them.
Grandpa, people don't do that again.
What do you mean?
Pops, it's modern days. JPS has efficient IVR.
IVR?
Customer service. They did all over the phone.
We have recognized the number that you are calling from as being attached to account number 301842.
Then how them get me new number? And how them know it's me?
Grandpa, I updated your account with your new number. So when you call JPS, they already know it's you. So them just going to give you your information.
Look where me live, see?
Grandpa, you don't have to go to JPS for everything.
Thank God for you no young people.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices. The cleanest restrooms and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
How would you like the protection you want when you want it? With Guardian Link, you can go from one click to totally covered with 24-hour access to a range of plans designed to cover the people you care about. From critical illness and retirement to investment opportunities. Application is easier, approval time is quicker, and you'll experience even more convenience with 24/7 online access. So get connected with Guardian Link today. Visit guardianlink.myguardiangroup.com and live secure. Live easy.
Everyday living, we make it worthwhile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! From kitchen to bathroom, a whole heap of tile. Home and things for everyday living. Nice up your home, fix up every room. Shop every day, shop real value. Fixtures and faucets to catch your eye. We have the options, we have the style. Everyday living, so versatile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! Lowest price guarantee on everything you see. Home and things for everyday living.
It's Tools, Hardware and Supplies New Year, New Finishes sale. Unbelievable low prices all month long. Shop for your new finishes for your bathroom, kitchen, living room.
Porcelain and ceramic tiles, windows, doors, paints, and more.
And remember, when you think tiles, think tools. For the finest quality at the lowest prices. Shop now.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Okay, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And we are going over to Guyana. We have with us leader of the opposition, Guyana, Mr. Aubrey Norton. Good evening, Mr. Norton. How are you today?
Good evening. I am fine. And how are you doing?
Well, I am supposed to be doing okay, sir.
Okay, glad to hear.
Yes. So, next year, a couple months from now is election time in Guyana.
Yeah.
What is the political environment? I know, for example, that we have spoken, you and I have spoken on this before. For example, the voters list. The whole issue with people coming into Guyana, Venezuelans, and that the government is accepting other nationals into the country. What is the state of play right now?
At present, the main focus is on getting the voters list clean. We had registration continued, and at the end of the last registration, the voters list was 718,000 people, while Guyana has a population of 750,000. So it is becoming obvious to all that it's a padded list. We have also been calling for biometrics. We continue to press for biometrics. As I understand it, the Guyana Elections Commission is going to discuss the issue, and we're hoping that a positive decision is made, because biometrics can deal with the question of impersonation. We're still continuing to grapple with the what do I call a kind of a laissez-faire approach in which the government is allowing any and everyone to get ID cards, while at the same time they are preventing the Haitians from coming to Ghana. They're giving the Nigerians a hard time. But when it comes to those from India and Bangladesh, they are getting into Ghana freely. We are dealing with that. We have just filed a legal case, in the courts, because one of the things the government did was to remove from the law this what was called the verification of a person. Once you register, they had to go and verify the person with opposition scrutineers. They had removed that, and having removed that, they changed the law to say that once you verify the address, then you can register the person. So somebody can just say they live at 32 and name a street, and once they go on the address is there, then that person can register. We are challenging that in the court because it's a violation of the Constitution of Guyana. And so there are a number of fronts we are fighting on in terms of ensuring we create the conditions to get elections that are free, fair, and transparent. So a lot of the focus at this stage is on that. The next thing that is in focus in Guyana at present is the cash grant. We have been arguing for years that there should be financial transfers from the oil resources to the people of Guyana. The PPP rejected it for the last 2 years, but recently the president announced that they will give 100,000 Ghana dollars, which is about 500 US, to every. Well, first they announced 200,000, and when they announced 200,000, we had already said it was inadequate. That's one. And two, we had said at the time that they are responding. We welcome the fact that they are responding to the pressure from the opposition to do cash transfer. The government itself is in trouble. When the president announced $100,000 cash grant, he said it will be delivered instantaneously. The vice president, who pulls his strings, then came and said that it can be done in less than 5 months. Then the president changed it from 200,000 to 100,000 because we were also saying every Guyanese 18 years and above should get it. And so we are now at 100,000, but the problem is they are seeking to do it by registering people, even though they have many of them registered. And there's a lot of confusion as it relates to the cash transfer. It's a manifestation, we have argued, of the government's incompetence and this whole desire to discriminate rather than to treat every Guyanese fairly. So the cash grant transfer is now a source of confusion in Guyana. While Guyanese welcome it, they're seen very clearly the government's incompetence and that they didn't plan for it, and that is showing glaringly.
Yeah. So hold on, the cash, it has started already? Have they started to send out the money?
Well, they said that they have started in the interior, and they are now saying that they are giving first they said they're giving public servants and pensioners first, and then we heard they went into the Region 9 and they started giving this Region 9, which is the Rupununi. So there's a lot of confusion, but it appears to have started. I'm to confirm that people in Region 9 actually receive cash. I haven't done that as yet.
Okay, yes. So and how is the government responding to the opposition's move to clean up the voters list? Are they responding favorably to that?
No, they have been rejecting it. They have been making a lot of excuses. They showing no desire to clean the voters list. We are well aware that if they clean the voters list, then they wouldn't have the scope to do the illegalities they perform in the elections. So we expect they will fight it down to the end. We will fight it as well. And so they have not been responding positively to need either biometrics or a clean voters list. They see that as something that they have to fight to the end.
I see.
Yeah.
And there were some reports that Venezuelans are coming into the country. And they are being is it the situation where Guyanese who went to Venezuela some years ago are returning home, or is it that Venezuelans are coming into Guyana?
Both things are happening.
Yes.
First, you have a lot of Guyanese who went to Venezuela, and as Venezuela ended up in crisis, they are returning. Once you're a Guyanese or you're a child of a Guyanese, you can register and vote, and we have no objection to that. What we have is a problem where Venezuelans who are not entitled, they're given identification card. They've placed some of them on the highway. There are some Chinese that they're given identification card to. We have said to them, one of the things that we know for sure is the Venezuelans who are Guyanese and their children grow up with them. One of the distinguishing features is that they speak English because they grew up in an English house. But there are many that they're registered who don't know English, and clearly we are aware that they are not entitled, and we are going to battle with them, even if it is way down to election day, because we will have to minimize those who are not entitled to vote. And once we succeed with this legal action, they will have to verify their address, and that would mean that our scrutineer will be there when they're doing it. They'll have to verify the address and verify the person. And that will give us some scope to really deal with the illegalities that the government has been involved in. There is also a rule which says that if you live 1 year in Guyana and you're from a Commonwealth country, then you are entitled to vote. We find that they're abusing that as well. They're not dealing with the rule in the way it should, because the rule says it should be 1 year continuously you are domiciled in Guyana. They are bringing workers from Bangladesh and India, and we have evidence of this, and they are giving them ID card, and this is one we will also challenge.
Okay, yes. So, Mr. Norton, what is the state of the economy right now?
Well, the economy, as is well stated, is growing fast. The problem is not the economy. The problem is, one, the resources from the economy are not meeting the people of Guyana. We had a budget this year of $666 billion for infrastructure. And more than 90% of that is going to a small group of PPP people. Secondly, the group is small and they don't have the capacity to finish the job, to complete the job. So none of the ministries are above 50% in terms of completion, which again is the manifestation of their incompetence. And so while the resources are there, they are being poorly managed. For instance, they have opened what is called the Heroes Highway. And every day you pass there, they're repairing it because the work wasn't properly done. That is one of the problems you have with infrastructure in Guyana. They are giving people contracts who are not capable. And so as a result of that, the roads, etc., that you're building with this $666 billion are all deteriorating in quick time. There's a road I use to go to work through Lama Gardens and Prashad Nagar. That road is not 6 months old and it is already deteriorating, and they will have to move to fix that. So it is true that the Guyana economy is growing fast, but the mismanagement of it, the discrimination in terms of who they give contract to, and all of those factors are contributing to a situation where there's an average of 40% wastage of the resources of Guyana.
Yes. And is it a case where, is it true that poverty is on the increase in Guyana?
Yes, it is. It is at 42% by UNICEF data. The cost of living is increasing at a high cost. One of the major newspapers here, the Stabrook News, carry a cost of living survey regularly, and that survey is showing that people are facing increasing high cost of living, and as a consequence, a lot of people are being pushed in poverty. At the same time, the government refuses to give significant wage increases, claiming that it will fuel inflation. And once you have rising prices and depressed wages, the concomitant of that is that you will have increased poverty, and you're seeing increased poverty in the Guyanese society.
Whoa. And what is the situation with crime in Guyana, Mr. Norton?
Again, crime is on the increase, and this is because in the main, the police force is compromised. There's a big scandal in Guyana involving the leadership of the Guyana police force. In fact, one policeman, Calvin Brutus, has been charged, but it is well known that the widespread and there's corruption from the top right down to the bottom in the Guyana police force. And so once you have a corrupt police force, then it's very difficult to deal with crime, because a lot of the people who are involved in crime, especially serious crime, are linked to these senior policemen, some of them. And as a consequence, crimes that should be solved are not being solved. When we were in government, we had trained a lot of people in criminal investigation so that we could solve the crimes. And a lot of those people have been removed by the government, and they have placed back in the positions in terms of the CIA, the Criminal Investigation Department, a lot of people who are compromised and moved. And so you're seeing a resurgence of criminal activity in Guyana in a way that we've not been seeing it before. There's also, again, the emergence, we have a kidnapping case, which all Guyanese seem to know who would have done the kidnapping, but the police force is the only one seem to not know. And the evidence suggests that the man that has allegedly been involved has been allowed to leave Guyana, well escorted by the Guyana police force. So the crime scene is a difficult one. But once you have the level of corruption and the government's links to drugs and drug trafficking, the concomitant of that is that there is the tendency to corrupt the police force, and then the crime spirals out of hand.
So the corruption, the government, you are saying that the Guyanese government is linked to drugs and drug trafficking? You are saying that?
We're saying essentially before 2015, before we came to power, a lot of the persons linked to the government have been involved in trafficking in drugs. Between 2015 and 2020, we established the DEA office, which they were refusing, and we had managed to bring down the export of drugs through Guyana, which is a transshipment. But in recent times, there have been an increase in drug trafficking. As I don't know if you know, but there was just a large haul of drugs in the Northwest District, which implicated the leadership of the Guyana Police Force. And so they are also linked to the government. And so there is a general view here that the government is compelled to protect those who are involved in drugs and drug trafficking. And some of our senior policemen have been questioned in the United States, etc. So there is a link between the police, the government, and drugs and drug trafficking in Guyana.
Yes. You're also accusing the government of corruption. Is corruption a serious issue in Guyana?
Yes, it is. You have, for instance, given to a popular, but I wouldn't even say a popular, a chap who's involved in social media, you give him a contract for over $750 million to build just now I'll tell you what it is anyhow. He is to build a pump to pump water out of Guyana, because Guyana is a low-lying coastal state. That man had no experience. He knows nothing about construction, and to date the work cannot be completed. Many of the works that have been identified for millions of dollars cannot be completed because, one, the people experience, two, there's the incompetence, and three, the corruption. A lot of times people have got to give to senior government officials money from the allocated money, and a lot of the projects run into trouble. So corruption is a serious problem in Guyana. The policeman that was charged the evidence suggests that he couldn't explain how he had $500 million in a bank account. And his child of 10 years old, has a large amount of money in the account. So there is this problem of corruption at every level of the government.
Wow, that's astonishing. What happened?
We are.
Yes. What happened?
We are. Okay. I was about to say, and even in one particular region, there's a known regional executive officer who has a large mine arrangement in that region, and there's clear evidence of corruption in mining there as well.
Yes. What happened to that minister who was accused of raping that girl? And
I think the DPP, they have withdrawn the charges, so he has never really been charged.
Yes.
They cover it up, but what we have said to them is that rape doesn't have statute bar, and they must recognize that a new government will deal with that, raise that issue and deal with it, because it is both immoral and illegal for an allegation to be made against a minister for having an intercourse with a child under 17 years of age, and you just sweep it under the carpet. So it's an issue that will continue far past the PPP government.
Yes. He's no longer a minister, though. He's no longer.
No. He's no longer a minister, but he's in the leadership of the People's Progressive Party.
Okay, boy, it is really the civil service. And Mr. Long, what more the civil servants? What are they? What would you say? Are the workers generally in Guyana? Are they restive? Are they? What mood are they in right now?
They are restive. They're in the mood of wanting to change the government, but the government utilizes fear and threats, and so many of them will provide you the information quietly and are waiting for elections to cast the vote, but they are not going to come out in the form of a public protest because of the nature of the government. Yeah.
Yes, and one of the things that I observe, and you spoke about it, that the government seems to be using the race card in its governance. So,
well,
in other words,
the PPP has historically been a racist party. The PPP has historically been a racist party. As we're coming closer to the elections, they're trying to give a few black people contracts to appear to not be a racist party. But the people know over the last 4 years, the People's Progressive Party has been racist and shows no interest in the African Guyanese community. Many Indians are also accepting that they are unfair to the African Guyanese community.
Yes. So as we speak right now, you would say that the Guyanese society is divided.
It is divided and there's a quiet unease.
Yes. I see.
Yeah.
So, now, are you sure that the opposition is the opposition, organized enough to really take on these issues and make these issues more meaningful?
We are organized. Of course, you never over-organize. We have to continue to do our work. We're continuing to engage so that we could have a unified opposition going forward. So we have to do our work. We believe that elections are won on the ground, and we're on the ground a lot, even though social media plays a role. So we are doing the work necessary to unseat the government.
Yes. Okay. And the economy is growing, but the fruits of that growth is not reaching the people.
No, they aren't. Yeah. And that is the major concern in Guyana.
So the situation with the health system, the education system.
One can say all of them are in crisis. All of them are in crisis. We're building new hospitals and we don't have nurses to satisfy the existing hospitals. The government sees infrastructure as a means of accumulating wealth. And so rather than focusing significantly on human resource development, they are heavily focused on infrastructure development, which in fact is the basis for their corrupt activities.
Yes. And so far you have indicated clearly what your government will do differently from...
We have said that we are working on what we call a people-centered development strategy, in which we will put the people of Guyana first, in which we will make our priority the development of the human resources for all the sectors in the society. Guyana continues to face blackouts because they have mismanaged electricity. We came to power in 2015, met that situation. We brought in a Jamaican to Guyana who had brought the system to the point where there were little or no blackouts. The minute this government came to power, they got rid of him. I think his name was Mr. Gordon. And we are back to the stage of blackouts where they're now in some corrupt schemes bringing power boats to Guyana that cannot service and do the things that are needed. So we are well aware, and we have been outlining our plans under a people-centered development strategy. We have said to people that there will be transfer of resources from oil to the people of Guyana in a very predictable way, not the ad hoc thing that the government is doing. Predictable in the sense that it will be done in a way that people can go to the bank, reassured that, look, this is an income so that they can develop, etc. So we are going to take a totally different approach in which we make the people of Guyana the focus and ensure that we put resources into people's pockets and to develop small businesses, etc., so that the critical development that is needed occur. We intend to diversify the Guyana economy because already more than 70% of the Guyana economy is dependent and oil. And so if oil runs into problem, Ghana is in serious problems. So we will have a proper program to diversify the Ghanaian economy to make it resilient when oil is in problems.
Okay. All right, sir. I want you to, the final comment, we want to just talk about that border dispute, but just hold it for me while we take a break. We are talking to the Guyanese opposition leader, Mr. Harbury Norton. Let us go for a break. This is Rebel Radio.
Traffic congestion is more than just a daily inconvenience. It can also have serious consequences for food safety. From delays in the transportation of perishable goods to the potential for compromised food quality during transit, understanding the connection between traffic and food safety is crucial for anyone involved in the food supply chain, from producers to consumers. On this week's show, we'll explore the challenges posed by traffic congestion, how it impacts food safety, and the practical solutions for mitigating these risks. Join me on Rebel Radio Jamaica's One live YouTube stream at 4:30 p.m. this Friday. See you there!
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagley Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Steven!
Grandpa, why you dress up, sir? Where you going?
But see ya. Me have business to do down by JPS and I want Stephen to carry me. I want to find out how much me want to pay them.
Grandpa, people don't do that again.
What do you mean?
Pops, it's modern days. JPS has efficient IVR.
IVR?
Customer service. They did all over the phone.
We have recognized the number that you are calling from as being attached to account number 301842.
Then how them get me new number? And how them know it's me?
Grandpa, I updated your account with your new number. So when you call JPS, they already know it's you. So them just going to give you your information.
Look where me live, see?
Grandpa, you don't have to go to JPS for everything.
Thank God for you, no young people.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices, the cleanest restrooms, and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
How would you like the protection you want when you want it? With Guardian Link, you can go from one click to totally covered with 24-hour access to a range of plans designed to cover the people you care about. From critical illness and retirement to investment opportunities. Application is easier, approval time is quicker, and you'll experience even more convenience with 24/7 online access. So get connected with Guardian Link today. Visit guardianlink.myguardiangroup.com and live secure. Live easy.
Everyday living, we make it worthwhile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! From kitchen to bathroom, a whole heap of tile. Home and things for everyday living. Nice up your home, fix up every room. Shop every day, shop real value. Fixtures and faucets to catch your eye. We have the options, we have the style. Everyday living, so versatile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! Lowest price guarantee on everything you see. Home and things for everyday living.
It's Tools, Hardware and Supplies New Year, New Finishes Sale. Unbelievable low prices. prices all month long. Shop for your new finishes for your bathroom, kitchen, living room.
Porcelain and ceramic tiles, windows, doors, paints, and more.
And remember, when you think tiles, think tools. For the finest quality at the lowest prices. Shop now.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Okay, welcome back. Yes, we are talking with the Guyanese opposition leader. Mr. Norton, the two issues, that border dispute with Venezuela, it seems, what has happened? Has it died? Has it been silenced? What is the latest on that?
Well, the Guyana-Venezuela territorial controversy has always been something that heats up and then it dies. But even while you think it's dying, new trends are emerging. The reality is that many believe that a lot of the saber rattlings you heard before the Venezuelan election was an attempt to mobilize support from Maduro, etc. And there is this tendency when the election is coming and there are problems in Venezuela for the Guyana-Venezuela territorial controversy to take center stage. And then once that dies, then it tends to die. So it kind of hangs like a sword of Damocles over the head of Guyana. My concern is that the government isn't continuing to do the diplomatic work needed to ensure we always have the support toward Venezuela's ambition. I know we're doing a lot of work before the International Court of Justice. We have prepared our documentation and awaiting the engagement and then the ruling, so that is there. But I do believe that more needs to be done politically, diplomatically, in terms of engaging countries so that they're well aware and can support Guyana. Okay. Additionally, they have stopped the education program in Guyana, and I believe that there should be continuous education on the Guyana-Venezuela territorial controversy, and not only when the Venezuelans acting up, then you sought to educate people. So that is where that is at present.
Okay. Well, Mr. Norton, I want to thank you very much for your time, and as you know...
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir, at Rebel Radio, we have to keep in touch with our Caribbean neighbors. So
yeah,
we will talk again. Well, we have always been talking, so to be continued.
No problem.
Yes.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
And I promise whenever I visit Jamaica, I'll come physically to engage you.
Okay, sir. All right. Thank you very much. Yes. That was the opposition leader, Mr. Harbury Norton. Yes. And you heard him there. This is telling us what is happening in Guyana. And the situation over there is not nice at all. Not what it is supposed to be. Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
What it's supposed to be at all. We are going to go over to Porous. You know, Porous has been a very quiet place in Manchester. Porous, that place, very quiet. But in recent times, we have seen some ugly incidents. Just this week, there was a double murder down in Portland, over in Porous. We have one of the community activists down there now, Mr. Michael Wong, and to tell us what is that. Mr. Wong, good evening to you, sir.
Good evening.
Yes. And what is happening in quiet Porous, sir? We observe that, the crime seems to be rising up in Porous. Why? What is happening?
For the past 2 years, we have a surge of murder.
Yes.
And that's unlike us, because we are a very quiet community. And It's over the past 2 years, everything was created. Right? Yes.
Yes.
One of those things that we can talk about. Last time was something that we have a long while, everybody panicking. Phone call, listen to everybody, I realize what's going on. So one of those things that we don't know how to start, we don't know how to deal with it. It's just a shocking thing to us.
Yes. And I can imagine that people are in mourning over there now.
Yes, man. And as you say, it just one of those things we can't we need a magic wand to stop it. And we just can't find a magic wand.
Yes, sir. Yes. And so far, is it that these crimes are being committed by outsiders, or people in Porus are involved?
A lot of people in Porus are involved, and then I will say it's a breakdown of our community.
Yes.
So there's no youth club to capture these youth, and to move them in different directions. So because there's an active youth clubs or fight somewhere alone, youth can kind of slip away from us.
Okay. Yes.
And when things like these happen, so for us, our generation is captured by about 2 youth clubs in our time.
Yes.
And then the breakdown of the community, there's no youth club again now, so to hold these youth together.
Okay.
There's something else to it.
So, what do you think? What do you think should be done in order to arrest the problem?
So, this generation are you glad? So, we have to focus on this generation coming.
Yes.
So, we have to find a way now to hold them back. As I said, we need some active, some youth club to get the youth them. So, have a passion for each other again, love for each other again. We should apply to everybody that think about themselves and not thinking about their brother.
Yes.
So that energy there, the energy of love, maybe they again. You don't have that again.
Yeah.
It lasts always.
Yeah.
So to see about the community, we need back. And it's political director alone can't help it. Only back some big stuff is getting you them mold back away that they can find that themselves looking for already. And yes, it goes in that direction. Trust me. There's more to see about that.
What are some of the other problems in Porus? What are some of the other issues? Do you have water? There's a water problem down there. What?
Certain part of Porus, there are water problems. And then unemployment is not. Where is that national where there is cheap and successful? In Porus, there are about 25% unemployment. So. Is that because the thing national because starting come out actually it's 3.6, but in Porus it's not like that. Far different crime. So and then the agriculture thing, there's not like in the 90s, early 80s where you have the market. So we have to spend so many produce and then they have the market.
Yeah.
There's no market again for those things again. And then there is animals, you have to trade a lot in things. The boat, you have 6 boats, you have to watch your man, you can't be large, you don't say, so it's like, as I said, you know, I've nothing to use, you know, network, I think. So, it is rough, tough.
What has happened to the market? Is it because of the highway? Is it?
No, the market closed down more than about 10 years ago. So whether you can still so there's no market. And then with the highway coming out, that gives us a massive jerk. So you see, the bars and where the bar of the most of the bars is so from. Obviously, there's a million over here. Right four is under the water now. So, unemployment road, there's no big in and out. So the people, I remember 10, 12 years ago. I'm talking about 4 years ago. You have jerk chicken rice we like. I'm sure someone that jerk chicken rice we like. So that's cut out now. From COVID, somebody not a jerk chicken from the other again, they have a sweater.
Yeah.
So you have that out, and then now the highway that now come back. And the road not so good, so man and now come through for us. You have the orange star then cut out. A few less than, you know, we got 2 posts on 2 orange stars.
Yeah.
Coffee and 2 orange stars. One of them are open line, and one of them are start fire. Yeah. So, you have nothing at all. The road robin things just out where people are going to
Yeah. All right, Mr. Wang, thank you for your time. We will talk. We will talk again. And
okay, no problem.
Just keep the faith.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
We need prayer. Somebody just make a prayer for us.
Yes. It was community activist Michael Wang telling us about what is happening in Porus. One thing we know, that crime is on the rise over there, and that is not good news at all. All right, we are going to turn our attention over now to world of sports and entertainment. Yes, we want Mr. Kingsley McCullough, yes, to tell us what is happening in the world of sports and entertainment. Hello, Kingsley. It's
Richard, yes.
Yes, sir. It's over.
This is the world of sports and entertainment bulletin of, things that's occurring in our space at the sports. That we have lots of things that we want to share with our listeners. First, I want to talk about the congratulations to Mr. Rudolph Speed in winning the Caribbean Club Championship. Although they lost that match by 2-1, what came into their favor was that because the first leg that Jamaica had won 1-0 in Jamaica, the away goal rule that counts, and it ended up on aggregate 2-2, but because Cibao did not score in Jamaica and came away 1-0, they would have to win by 2 clear goals to win. So what Cavalier did yesterday in Dominican Republic, they scored a goal, and that gave them the championship on the away goal rule. And one of the things that's happened now is that Cavalier have qualified for the CONCACAF Club Championship, in which they will be playing against teams like, Monterrey, DC United, Miami. So they have gone up to the elite. And if they are going to be successful up there now, they'll move on to the World Club Championship. So that's what Rudolph Speed is looking at. And yes, it's looking good from here for Cavalier. Even though, well, I can say even at this level, you can see that the football game is improving in Jamaica at the club level, that we can even compete in the Caribbean. So what is going to happen now? They are going to compete with the best in CONCACAF, that is this Cavalier team. So congratulations to them again for winning the Caribbean Club Championship. And I must let everyone know, yes, it's a good prize money, and I can say Mr. Rudolph Speed and his team happy going to the bank for this championship, yes. Because one of the things that the teams in the JPL are vying for is much about the regional competition, because that's where the incentives and the cash prizes are much higher than what they are playing in the Jamaica Premier League, Mr. Richards. Yes, so it's a good thing that they are doing this now, and everybody will be looking on and see if them can be one out of the top 2 in the local Premier League to qualify for this Caribbean Club Championship so far.
Yes.
All right. Next thing now, I've got reports that the RCM are going through their pieces for this weekend's Moute Mile. Wow. Big event, $250,000 US, and some of these horses have been imported coming in Jamaica for this event. The likes of Fun Can Done, Atomica, yes, notable absences, Crown Chaser, we don't know what happened to him. It's just that some setback, and they said that if they have to rest him until next year. So it's a disappointment to know that the Derby winner, Crown Chaser, will not be in the Diamond Mile. But we can expect good runs from Run Julie Run, who is burning up the track, and of course Desert of Malibu. But you have some entry that is in there that is very interested and coming to make a run. I can let you know that this race is going to be hotly contested on the headline with the likes of Desert of Malibu, and yeah, I don't know the full lineup, but the headline is going to be very hot. And it's going to be a race wherein it's going to sprint, and you're going to have the horses that are going to come on in mid-stretch after that first 6 furlong. I'm expecting splits of 23 by 45 by 110. That's the piece that you're looking at, because the condition will be favorable on Saturday. It's going to be a dry track, so you can expect some very fast time, like a minute 35 and a minute 36 for the mile. So, you know, so we don't have the full lineup to tell you the 15 horses, but on Friday you can join me. I'll give a commentary on the race, and you will see how it goes right there, because the local breds are coming to run, because the 2 previous race was won by Excessive Force and Importee, and rough entry losses to the local losses are looking to have a say in it this year through Run Julie Run and Barnaby out of the stables of Philippiani Barnaby. Yes, so they are looking to make an impression there against these American invaders. So, and it's going to be a pack house at Cayman's Park. I think your friend Welsh Suter and Mr. What's his name again?
Dr. Paul Wright. Dr.
Paul Wright can tell you more, because they are going to tell us it's going to be an 11 race card, and the races are going to start early, and punters are going to be out very early, because the program is very, very competitive. I can tell you from now.
Okay.
Yes. So we're looking forward to that. Many other things. All right. We don't have much about track and field at this time, but I know that all of them are doing their training, and we are keeping an eye on them, especially our elites that are in their prime, the Elaine Thompson, the Sherika Jackson, and of course, Shelley and Fraser Price. And we're watching our top runners in Kishane Thompson, you know, that him can correct and come one better at the World Championship next year. So we are keeping a close watch on that as well.
What are the people saying about the West Indies game yesterday?
Well, words out are that for the second test series that is coming up in January against Pakistan, they're going to make some changes. I think most people are saying that they can't have a West Indies team and don't have no Jamaican in there, but we do have much players right here in Jamaica. We We have John Campbell looking to come back and make a return, yes. They are going to make some changes for that two test series and some other internationals against Pakistan coming up in January. Yes, so there are going to be some changes right there because, you know, it is hard to believe, you know, that they won so emphatically in the first test and then failed to bat out a day and a half and can't make 200 runs because it's just the batting is letting the West Indies down at this time. And
you see, true, I am still decades in my mind when it comes down to cricket because when West Indies was West Indies, Bangladesh, West Indies couldn't play Bangladesh.
That is true. Neither Sri Lanka.
No, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh couldn't play West Indies.
Because I remember one time they were when Sri Lanka was coming in around there. They was asking a one-off test and West Indies said no. Sometimes we were on our heydays right there with our four-prong attack, Gordon, Greenwich, Desmond Haynes, and you know the rest of them there. So. We just have to looking back at history now, hoping, wondering when will we come back to such glory days.
Well, I don't see any evidence of West Indies retaining that position in the very near future at all. I don't see that. I don't see any evidence because can you imagine Bangladesh beating West Indies? No, that was that was impossible. As a West Indies, the West Indies side? No.
It's that recently, over a decade or so, Bangladesh got test status, you know.
Yes.
Not long, you know, just a couple of years ago, Bangladesh got test status, and I can see that. I can tell you, West Indies down on the ladder of the test rankings right there. It don't look so wonderful at all.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
So we don't know what the cricket West Indies is going to do to improve things in the Caribbean or the players. I don't know because each year we play in the regional competition and yes, we have results, but we just can't. We're not producing a Lara or Shanda Paul. It's just that these bowlers and our batsmen are just pretty ordinary. We don't have a strike bowler that is consistently bowling and taking 5 wickets all on a regular basis.
Okay.
We were looking for that from Chamar Joseph, and you know, but it's not coming through. I don't know what else can they do to really make a difference or to unearth new talent. One of the things persons are saying is because you have a lot of sports that's catching up with West Indies. You have basketball, you have track and field, and other things that, you know, the talent are being less. I don't know if that is it.
We have to leave it there for today. So until Friday.
Yes.
Have a good evening.
Thank you. We're of Sports and Entertainment out live at this time on Rebel Radio.
Okay.
So we'll be on Friday.
All right. Well, that's the end of today's show. Yes, and I want to thank all my listeners and viewers, yes, for spending time with us. As usual, I am urging all road users to obey the rules of the road. Too many fatalities on our roads. And keep away from the gunmen. Thanks to my technical operator, Bishop. Until Friday, this is Rebel Radio. I'm Desmond Richards.
Traffic congestion is more than just a daily inconvenience. It can also have serious consequences for food safety. From delays in the transportation of perishable goods to the potential for compromised food quality during transit, understanding the connection between traffic and food safety is crucial for anyone involved in the food supply chain, from producers to consumers. On this week's show, we'll explore the challenges posed by traffic congestion, how it impacts food safety, and the practical solutions for mitigating these risks. Join me on Rebel Radio Jamaica's One live YouTube stream at 4:30 p.m. this Friday. See you there.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagley Park Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Steven! Steven!
Grandpa, why you dressed up, sir? Where you going?
But see, me have business to do down by JPS and I want Steven to carry me. I want to find out how much me want to pay them.
Grandpa, people don't do that again.
What do you mean?
Pops, it's modern days. JPS has efficient IVR.
IVR?
Customer service. They did all about the phone.
We have recognized the number that you are calling from as being attached to account number 301842.
Then how them get me new number? And how them know it's me?
Grandpa, I updated your account with your new number. So when you call JPS, they already know it's you. So them just going to give you your information.
Look where me live, see?
Grandpa, you don't have to go to JPS for everything.
Thank God for you know young people.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices, the cleanest restrooms, and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
How would you like the protection you want when you want it? With Guardian Link, you can go from one click to totally covered with 24-hour access to a range of plans designed to cover the people you care about. From critical illness and retirement to investment opportunities. Application is easier, approval time is quicker, and you'll experience even more convenience with 24/7 online access. So get connected with Guardian Link today. Visit guardianlink.myguardiangroup.com and live secure. Live easy.
Everyday living, we make it worthwhile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! From kitchen to bathroom, a whole heap of tile. Home and things for everyday living. Nice up your home, fix up every room. Shop every day, shop real value. Fixtures and faucets to catch your eye. We have the options, we have the style. Everyday living, so versatile. Real people, real value. Oh, what a style! Lowest price guarantee on everything you see. Home and things for everyday living.
It's Tools, Hardware and Supplies New Year, New Finishes sale. Unbelievable low prices all month long. Shop for your new finishes for your bathroom, kitchen, living room.
Porcelain and ceramic tiles, windows, doors, paints, and more.
And remember, when you think tiles, think tools. For the finest quality at the lowest prices. Shop now.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.